All right, breaking news. We had breaking news with Ari Shaffir earlier. Let's see if Ari can guess. Scott told us who he thought was the dirtiest NBA player when he was playing. Who do you think it is?
You're never going to guess it.
Really?
I know. I was surprised, too. Yeah, he apparently would punch you in the balls all the time every time you set a screen.
Like, during timeouts, he would try to convert you to Mormonism.
Yeah.
And my teammates warned me. They're like, cover yourself and box outs. He'd come in and stick his hand right up your crotch or whatever from behind. To get you to like relax and jump or whatever.
Oh, relax. Like a slow stroke.
Yeah,
like,
very handy.
Nice come up and like. Was an NBA player, played in an NBA Finals. Please welcome Scot Pollard, everybody.
Hey.
What's up, everybody?
Who was the dirtiest player you remember playing in the NBA? Who was dirty?
Stockton?
Stockton? John Stockton?
Dirty.
I love it.
Every time you go set a screen, he'd punch you in the nuts.
I love it. That's amazing, dude. That's crazy. Breaking news.
Now, would
Ari
he do
Shaffir.
like? How would he do
My
it? Like
teammates
this?
warned me.
Like what? It was a
Really?
hammer, or was it like boom?
No, he's
or-
that high. So you'd go over to set the screen.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
you
of
go
course.
set a screen.
Yeah.
And my teammates warned me. They're like, cover yourself, because he's going to hit you. And sure as shit, man, I went over to set a screen on him, and he just went bam, and just real quick.
Right in the nuts.
As soon as I went over and tried to hit me, and luckily my hands were in the way.
Oh,
And
dude.
Wow.
That was every time.
So
every time. You had to be careful around him. He was, and again, it was sneaky. It wasn't trying to hurt somebody, like injure somebody.
He just knew
but
every
he'd
little
try to hurt
advantage.
you.
Yeah.
You know, give you a Charlie horse in the leg or hit you in your nuts.
You always heard
It'll
Bird.
make you think about it.
You always heard Larry Bird was dirty as well.
Did you tell him you guys are both Mormons? What is he doing?
Goes against the
Just 'cause he
code,
played in
bro.
Utah doesn't mean he's Mormon.
It goes against the code of Utah, bro.
So I want to talk about two things you were a part of or known for. Obviously, is the Vlade Divac's tap, which goes to the one guy on the planet you don't want the ball to go to in that moment, which is Robert Horry, who just hits it. It's a one of the like unforgettable moments of the NBA. Explain what it felt to be on the other side of that.
Well, that was a rough game. We were leading from, I think, start to finish. We were ahead that whole game, and when every big man is taught from childhood. Well, used to be. I don't know if they do anymore. Now they just teach them to shoot threes. But used to be that when you were a big guy, you would get taught if there's a rebound getting close and the clock's getting expired and it's you're not trying to tip it in. You tip it away. You get it away from the basket because it's a lower percentage shot. So Vlade knew that, and he did exactly what I would have done. Shaquille O'Neal's trying to get an offensive rebound and smash it on your face. So you tip that ball away from everybody as far as you can. And yeah, it just went
right
to the wrong
Horry.
guy. Went to big shot Rob, and Rob knocked it down. He hit a big shot. And it was like he didn't even have to reach down.
Yeah, we're
He
watching
went
it right now.
to his hands. It wasn't like it was to his feet and he had to take a dribble to get back by the 3-point line.
Yeah, that was
He was
Vlade.
just standing there.
It was Vlade, yeah. That's crazy. It's funny, we just watched the whole video, and you just did play-by-play perfectly for it.
Yeah.
I imagine that has repeated in your head like a loop. So how long does it take you to get over
few
something
times.
like that? How long does it take you to get over something like that?
I'm still not over it.
Is that true?
That team, that was the longest part of my career with one team. I didn't want to get traded from there. I got traded there against my knowledge and against my will. I got traded out of there, I mean. And I loved my teammates. I loved the city of Sacramento.
Underrated city.
I wanted to spend my whole career there. You guys being stand-up comedians, you tell jokes. Sometimes they're good ones, sometimes they're bad ones, and sometimes it's the wrong audience. And what it was is throughout my whole career, and this is a fact, ask anybody that works in a crew. If you happen to run into a camera guy that was working those games, people always ask me, hey, tell a joke. The producer in the truck went to Missouri. So tell them, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, Missouri, they love children." I would say horrible jokes.
And it was,
for the guys
dude,
in the truck. And
it was the
cameramen always did
'90s.
this.
You could do pedophile jokes back then. That was in pedophile jokes. Go on.
Yeah. And so all the time, so it was a common thing. Timeouts, whatever, slow part of the game. Whether I was in uniform or not. In this game, I happened to not be in a uniform. I was in a suit because I was injured. And the guy comes up to me, the camera, and he's like, motioning, like, say something for the guys in the truck. So I just go, hey, kids, do drugs. And then I look, and I go, oh, man, the light's on the camera. So it was live on TV. It wasn't just for the guys in the truck. It was actually on TV.
Oh, no.
I never apologized. It was a joke, and it just wasn't a good joke. It was a bad joke for the wrong
it was funny.
If I was doing stand-up comedy, everybody would have laughed, and it would never have been made a big deal. But when you're in the NBA, it's so conservative, and they have drug tests, and all these guys that fail drug tests are sitting there at the Read to Achieve event reading to kids. Meanwhile, the guy that never failed a drug test, never did drugs, and never got caught with a DUI or any of that stuff, don't have a problem with any of it. And I'm, yet I hope. I don't say never. I'm pretty good about
we get that.
Making good, intelligent decisions, especially when I have so many people depending on me. But everybody makes mistakes. But up to this point in my life, I've never failed a drug test, and I'm sitting there going, "Hey, I got kids. It's a joke."
Right.
So sorry, it's a bad joke, but I'm not apologizing for saying it because I didn't mean it.
Yeah,
it wasn't that
for the
bad.
Guys in the truck.
What NFL player just got in trouble for that?
11 years later, and
with the
people still
gun.
ask me about
Let
it,
me
but
ask you
whatever.
something, though. Let me ask you something, though.
Jay Feely.
Yeah, Jay Feely. That's who it was.
No, that was with the gun. And
I know, and it was a joke about his daughter
And it's
going
funny.
to prom with this guy.
It's funny.
It is funny.
Yeah, and now everyone's jumping down his throat. It's like, dude, he's
problem
a
I have
dad
with
making
that-
a joke.
The problem I have with that is that everyone's calling this guy. I'm listening to sports talk radio out here, and they're like, "It's bad with all this innocent climate." I'm like, "Have you asked The Rock to apologize for every movie he's done with guns? Have you asked every CBS, Fox, NBC show that has guns?" It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's the hypocrisy.
How many
of like,
gun jokes are in movies? Like guns accidentally going off. Like, oh God,
Yeah, it's
I mean,
so
what?
stupid.
Dumb.
It's so stupid.
It's hypocritical.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
Ari, welcome to
In
the
bed.
show.
Shirtless.
In bed. You're on with
Whoa.
our good friend Scot Pollard, NBA veteran, loves the Raiders.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Did we wake you up?
Scott, I'm going to ask you something. Who was somebody in the NBA, like throughout your NBA career, that was like a huge partier, and then you'd always be like, how is this guy even going to make it to the game tomorrow? And then just shows up, no problem, everything's fine.
I played with a couple of those guys. I'm not going to name names, but I played with a couple guys that absolutely got drunk before the games.
Vlade Divac.
Wow.
A lot
Before
of
the
guys
game?
get high before games.
Oh, yeah, I read it.
They all get high.
I always heard
I
that.
don't consider that a performance enhancer. I don't think it hurts anybody's performance.
Totally
I know
agree.
one guy in particular that until he passed his fourth drug test, he was drunk all the time because he needed it to calm down. And then he passed his fourth drug test, and then he would smoke weed, and he was the best teammate for the rest of the year.
Wow.
It was like he needed
crazy.
to have weed.
Jay
so he could be calm
Williams.
and be a great teammate.
They
And I'm not
gotta.
going to name
They
names
gotta
because
fix
it's
that.
not my story to tell.
Of course, yeah, I respect
it's
that.
their story if they want to.
You always hear, yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah, I mean, there's guys that had problems, and there was guys that had all the talent in the world, and they had real problems. Like it wasn't just like a beer or two, and then to mellow out and then go out and play basketball. It was like hammered drunk. And then you go out there and get in a fight with one of your teammates in warm-ups, and the coach throws you out of the game. Well, those guys don't last in the NBA very long.
Yeah,
You get your butt sent out of the
Hammered
country.
before a
You
game.
go
That's
to China and
crazy.
play over there.
All right, breaking news. We have breaking news with Ari Shaffir earlier. Let's see if Ari can guess. Scott told us who he thought was the dirtiest NBA player when he was playing. Who do you think it is?
Did you play against that guy from Detroit, fucking Lambeer?
Nope.
No, I'm not that old, Dick.
It was around 2002, 2003, maybe. Let's see.
Yep.
You're never going to guess it.
No, I don't know. Who?
John Stockton.
John Stockton.
Really?
I know. I was surprised too. Yeah, he apparently would punch you in the balls all the time every time you set a
Because,
screen.
like, during timeouts, he would try to convert you to Mormonism.
No, he doesn't have
No,
to
he's
convert him. He's
not
already
Mormon,
Mormon.
He
dude.
just played for the Jazz.
Scott
He's in
Pollard
Portland.
is a Mormon. Non-practicing.
That's like saying Karl Malone is a Mormon just because he played for the Jazz his whole career.
I was about to say that.
Idiot.
Scott Pollard's Mormonism
No,
is like
it was-
Jason Thibault's
He would go and just
Taekwondo.
elbow you when you go set a screen on him. He'd elbow you.
You
or
learned
punch
it at
you
a
in the
mall?
balls every time. So you had to be ready for that.
Right in the
And
nuts.
he'd grab your jersey and hold your jersey, and box outs. He'd come in and stick his hand right up your crotch or whatever from behind.
Oh.
to get you to like relax or jump or whatever.
Oh, relax. Like with a slow stroke.
Yeah,
and,
he's very handsy.
And nice come up and nice slow
Very
stroke
handsy.
it with his delicate hands.
Yeah.